Right, the time now for business, and Emmanuel Baju is here. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hi, Izzy.
How are you?
I'm fine.
All right, good. What's coming up in business? The deputy governor, former deputy governor,
He's
speaking about the banking crisis.
Exactly. He's been talking about men's good, like you read earlier. He's also been talking about the banking sector crisis. He says the erstwhile administration had put measures in place before they left office to forestall or to deal with the challenges within the sector.
All right, let's hear him out.
Thank you very much. And thanks for joining me on business. Former second deputy governor of the central bank, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has revealed that measures had already been taken by the erstwhile administration and the Bank of Ghana to deal with the banking crisis at a far lower cost to the state. His comments follow criticisms of former central bank officials over how lack of proper regulation had led to the crisis in the sector. Mr. Johnson Isiama tells Joy Business claims that their inactions led to the current challenges are not accurate.
When I hear all these figures, 12 billion and whatnot, it really hurts me. It hurts me because it was completely avoidable. I mean, we had a clear plan to deal with the issues. And if we had remained in office, I can tell you, we wouldn't have been where we got to. In any case, there were choices that had to be made. We wouldn't have wasted all the time. And you know, these are banks we are talking about. Every month that passes, they have to make further provisioning. Their liquidity situation deteriorates every passing month. And so I'm happy to tell you some of the things that happened. What I tried to do, even when the new leadership came. You know, I remember somewhere early May, for example, Dr. Addison had just reported for office. I think that was about a month or so after he came. That early morning, I had that heavy heart because, you see, I was dealing with Unibank. They were experiencing these, what we call the daily clearing failures. You know, banks have to clear each day.
Doc, I'll be coming to the specific bank issues, but let's first get the understanding. Since you were, if I stand to be corrected, since you were looking at the banking space supervision and all that.
Directly.
For you, what was the cause of the problem with respect to these banks that had serious liquidity issues and solvency issues?
Okay, so
what was the genesis of the problem?
the genesis of the problems, put it in two parts. One part, call it the general cause, you know, more or less factors that affected every bank. And then the second part, call it the idiosyncratic causes. That is specific banks that did certain wrong things, etc., and therefore it impacted on them. What those banks were doing was not known to us. And so, I mean, we can go through that as well. But in terms of the general causes, it all started from the macroeconomic difficulties we had.
So we'll bring you other parts of that interview in our other business bulletins. Now, railway commuters on the Accra-Nsawam railway line will soon heave a sigh of relief as operations on the railway line gets back to business. The route, which is 95% complete, is expected to begin operations before the end of September this year. Ebenezer Sabuti travelled with some engineers of the Ghana Railway Company Limited for its last round of test run on the tracks.
Brisk business activities will soon return onto the Accra-Nsawam railway line after rehabilitation of the 40-kilometer line from Accra to Nsawam. The managing director of the Ghana Railway Authority, Dr. John Essel, is assuring the public the route will resume normal operations within the given period.
We've also come here with the regulator, that is the Ghana Railway Development Authority, and then they were highly satisfied with what we've done.
So for how long is this test run going to?
Well, we have completed the test run.
It's just for a day?
Yes, no, we have completed the test run. The test run is over. I did that 3 months ago. Today I wanted you to have a few. That is why I brought you. Otherwise, I've completed the test run.
So when is it going to start full operation?
I will give myself up to beginning of September, maybe 1st September, because I have to do an adjustment here and there. I have to see how I'm going to run the Tema train vis-a-vis the Nsawam train. So that will take me about 2 weeks to start.
The main challenge for the routes has been encroachment. However, local authorities have committed to working with the Ministry of Railways Development to deal with the situation. George D. Boy Lai is the MC for Okaikwe North.
Periodically come and check and come and talk to people, educate them, tell them it is not about, you know, their activities or their daily bread or whatever. Whatever they do, they also, create problem for other people. And so your engagement with the people will also help the assembly to, try and curb some of these problems. But the issue is that Okakwe North Municipal Assembly will make sure that the stretch of the municipality will never see anything in the next couple of days.
Minister for Railway Development Joe Garte charged the engineers not to exceed the project time for bringing back the operations.
And so because there are certain portions of this line, that when I came to those portions, it was completely destroyed where we stopped. It didn't exist. Sand winning had taken over. They went 7 meters deep to reconstruct the line. So there are places that it hasn't been rehabilitated, it's reconstruction. So I'm very happy. The only thing I'm telling the MD is that 95 is near 100, but it's also far. He should make sure that we go from 95 to 100. He says September. Well, I've given him 30 days, I'll come back. I want to see the line, the little places. They say they have to ballast 1 or 2 places. Ballast is the gravel. They have to ballast 1 or 2 places. I agree with him. He's looking at moving some of the trains from Takoradi here, some of the trains to other places and so on. And so I'm sure that within 30 days' time, he should be able to give us a different plan.
Ebenezer Sabate's report for Joy Business.
Now, as several African Americans participate in activities of the much talked about Year of Return, Tourism Minister Barbara Otinjesi says the business potential of the celebration on the country's tourism sector so far is phenomenal. She made this known at the Jamestown African American Business Summit, which attracted a cross-section of African Americans across the diaspora. There's more in this report.
The Jamestown African American Business Summit brought together participants from the African American community in the U.S. state of Virginia to exchange thought leadership ideas on exploring business opportunities in Ghana. CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, Yofi Grant, shared with Joy Business some sectors of the economy these diasporans hope to explore while in Ghana.
Some of them are looking at are excited about the hospitality sector, the financial sector as well. Of course, the hospitality tourism is one of the areas that most people are looking at because they will come and they will see a lot of the tourist places, and so they get interested. So, well, so how can I put some money here? Because they also see that that's a vibrant economy happening in Ghana. But also manufacturing. I just had a good chat with a group of people on manufacturing of consumables for an emerging market, which clearly Ghana will be and Africa will be in the next few years.
Minister for Tourism Barbara Otinjesi also shared with Joy Business that the ongoing Year of Return program, aside its tourism potential, will draw in several investors to explore business opportunities in Ghana. Already, some renowned African-American personalities, including actor and talk show host Steve Harvey, have been in Ghana. Barbara Otinjesi says the economic benefit and investment potential has been massive so far.
The Year of Return is doing well for tourism in Ghana. And for me, what is significant is that we are looking at it as the foundation. We are going to leverage on it for the subsequent years, 2020, 2021, and going forward.
Meanwhile, some African Americans who are in Ghana for the first time have been sharing their experiences.
Just an opportunity to potentially explore my roots, where I came from.
You feel your roots lie in this particular country?
I'm hopeful, being an African American and stolen from a place.
Yeah. So when you touched down here in Accra, how was the feeling like?
Oh, it was wonderful. From the first time we got off of the plane, people were very welcoming, smiling. When we heard the drums coming out of the airport, it was definitely calling us home. It was really beautiful.
I've been to one in Jamaica, and we're actually planning the Midwinter Conference in Puerto Rico. And I was saying, hey, maybe we need to see about bringing that National Association here to Ghana and seeing how we can then take our knowledge, our expertise, and expand it here right in Ghana.
The Year of Return, Ghana 2019, is a major landmark marketing campaign targeting the African American and diaspora market to mark 400 years of the first enslaved African arriving in Jamestown, Virginia.
And that's all in business tonight on Joy News Prime. Many thanks for your company. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We have this more news ahead. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business.